Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how we built these trellises for pretty much pennies on the dollar. I've looked at so many trellises over the years, and the truth is that while I love the cattle panel trellises, they're so beautiful, but if you are somebody who wants a lot of linear feet of trellis, unfortunately it gets very expensive very quickly if you want one like that. So I am trying out this method, and so far so good, but if we end up experiencing, like if it falls apart, I'm just gonna pin a comment below and let you know the updates. If they're bad or if they're good, I'll just, I guess, not pin a comment, but I'll let you guys know, of course, if it falls apart. But so far we've found that this is the cheapest way to do a lot of trellis. The materials we use for this trellis are just trellis netting, some posts, I'll go into that a little more in a second, some staples, and some tomato clips, which may or may not be necessary depending on what you are trellising. As far as materials to build it, we use a shovel and we use a little hand staple gun. Not sure if that's different, but that's it. So I'm gonna take you through it. There's no concrete involved, and so far so good with the plants that we have trellised on it. I'll link everything for you below, but this is how we did it.
The first thing we did is just dig a hole for each post. We dug a little over a foot, maybe a foot and a half down. There wasn't really an exact science to it. Then once the post was in place, we just filled the dirt back in and tried to compact it along the way. If you want a really sturdy trellis, this is where you'd probably want to add concrete and start mixing in concrete and water. But we are not sure that we want these here forever, and we just want to get something in quickly and cheaply, and so far it's doing the trick. Then we just repeated that step for each post along the way. Once the posts were in the ground, the next step was to open the trellis netting and unravel it. I wasn't really sure what was the top and the bottom, so I kind of mixed up this first bit here. I don't think it matters too much, but then I just used a hand staple gun to staple it to the post. Once I got one section on, it was pretty easy to go from there. Next, I just stapled it to the next post and repeated this very simple process between each section. Since I kind of messed up this first section here, I went back and trimmed off the extra material off the top just to make it a little bit cleaner.
Okay, a little note on the trellis netting. I read a lot of reviews on it before I bought it, and I think the biggest complaint that I read was that it's hard to unravel, which really, I don't think it is. So I'm just gonna show you guys in case you're curious how it unravels. It's just this big, it looks like a big mess, and it kind of is, but the unravel part is kind of a very small, it's not the whole length of the whole thing. So if that's what you're expecting, it might be kind of confusing, but it's really just this much right here. And I found unraveled really easily. And then it looks like it's really tangled, but it's really not. So I'll show you how it spreads out here. So all I did was find the top. And again, this stuff is linked for you. So if you get a different one, it might be a little bit different, but as far as what I was using, I just found, well, okay, so this actually might be the bottom, but this is one side that has kind of this smaller bit here, and then it has the bigger openings all the way down. So this is really hard to show with one hand. So this is the top, and then what I would do is staple this on first, and then just kind of spread out the rest. Now it's spread out top to bottom. So especially once it's stapled on something, I don't know, maybe I am just have low expectations, but I didn't find it that difficult if that's something you're worried about. It's not sponsored or anything, it's just, I almost didn't buy it because I was reading those reviews, and I think it just takes a little finagling, but definitely not difficult in my opinion, and definitely easier than trying to rent a trailer and haul a bunch of massive cattle panels anywhere. So just my personal opinion, but yours might be different, and that's totally fine. Now, as far as the wood posts behind me, we just used, I believe they're 2x2s. Nothing fancy. You can really use whatever you want or whatever you have on hand. And that's really what I recommend, is just using what you have on hand. So far, these are holding up for us. They're not sagging in or anything. If we used 2x4s or 4x4s, really that would be preferable. But again, this is just kind of something, because I'm so over dropping $100 here, $100 there for garden infrastructure. So we had a lot of stuff left over after we built our house, and also it's just reducing waste by using what we have on hand. So we're giving it a try. So far, so good. I think we dug them about 1.5 feet into the ground. I'll have to ask my husband because he did the digging. Actually, I only dug one hole. I think obviously the taller the posts are and the more you dig them in, the less they're gonna wiggle. I'll show you how much these wiggle right now. The actual dirt there isn't really coming loose or anything so far. Like I said, I'll update you with a pinned comment if it changes, but this is a solution that we found. You know, if you only have one little arch trellis to do or something, it might make more sense for you to get some nicer material and do something that is more, I don't know, prettier, I guess. But if you're like us and you have multiple rows that you want to do, I think this is the best solution for us. If we'd done this with cattle panels or with some of the hardier material, we would have been talking hundreds more. That's my current thoughts, but I'll let you know if they change in the future. I will link these for you too. I know so many other gardening channels have talked about these before, but these are just the tomato clips, and they are really easy to use to secure your tomato to the trellis without tying it on. They're really nice because they are reusable, and they're really easy to just pop on and off. I guess with one hand it's a little more challenging, but two hands it's really a no-brainer, and much better than twine or just using stuff that takes forever to take on and off, but also you just end up throwing away at the end of the year. So a little less waste here. So in summary for us, what we did is just number one, we marked out where we wanted the trellises. Number two, we dug the holes. Number three, we just leveled the posts and filled the dirt back in. And then number four is I just stapled this trellis netting to each post. And I found this was the lowest cost per linear foot for any kind of larger amount of trellis. Plus they do have all different sizes of that netting if you want a different size. So you can go check it out for yourself. Like I mentioned, as usual, I will link everything for you down below. Also, I'll just pin a comment if this ends up not working well. My hopes are high though. Other than being a little difficult to unravel, the reviews were pretty good. The box comes with so many of them, probably so many more than I need for now anyway, which is a good thing, but maybe we'll need them in the future. I'm sure I can use them for other plants too. But so far I'm really only using 2 or 3 a plant. And I've got a lot of plants and a ton left over. So that's good news. If you use this system or if you have other trellis systems that you like better, please leave a comment below because we're always looking for ideas too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.